Hey there, it's Raven Scry. Today I'm going to offer a reading where you pick one of the cards that's in front of you, 1, 2 or 3, and I'm going to read for each of those cards. Now you can ask a direct question or you can just connect to a card that you feel the most drawn to, and then we go from there. So these cards that are in front of you, they're actually a little pack of cards that I've created through my own photography. And, you know, it feels quite authentic to work with something that you've created, that you've experienced, that it's actually cards from nature. I've created them in photos from nature that I've taken. So they've got a special meaning and dear connection to my heart. Just wanting to offer that today, and I hope that you enjoy the process. Okay, so selecting one of the 3 cards in front of you. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 1, card number 1, connecting to card number 1, and any energy or anything that's offered from this resonance of this card. Now, I feel as though, you know, it's offering a large space to me. It's offering a reflection in the way that it comes through. It's like thinking about what's going on, taking into consideration the levels and the layers of the experience so far in regards to the situation that you're in. And there is more space here than there was previously to be able to think about things, to be able to get in a clear headspace and a clear, focused place to make decisions as we move forward into new opportunities. I want to say too, though, that this space and this window of time is not going to last that long. You know, it's like it may seem open right now, but it's going to ebb and flow, and you're going to feel it move in and out, you know, contracting. And so it's like this, the way that I'm being shown is like this constant pulse of in and out. It's like the ebb and the flow. It's like a heart beating in and out, you know, it's like constantly moving. So although this is a snapshot in time of where we're at energetically, it's not going to last that long. So it's really important to make the most of reviewing what's been going on for you, and then moving toward the next steps in where you're moving toward, essentially. So I'm feeling as though, you know, there is a lot of spirit presence here too with this card, and it is places within the psyche that are challenging to move toward, that are challenging to work with. So it's almost like, you know, opening up the places within you that you have with you in your day-to-day and that you know very well. And some of these places are hard places, but they make you who you are, and it's like they offer almost like a guiding light into what you can offer others. So it's like the experience that you experience in this way, in some of the hard, challenging places in your life, through those experiences, it's opening up what you can offer to others. So it's challenging. So really, Spirit is wanting you to, they're wanting you to look into the places that perhaps are not the easiest places. It's like there is this space open, but it's like use and integrate these learnings, things that you've gone through that have been a struggle, that have been a challenge. It's like use those experiences and those learnings to move forward with wisdom and to move forward with insight, because you have had those experiences for a reason. And it is time now to pause, to reflect, and to gather the important pieces of wisdom as you move forward with where you're going and what you're offering to the world. And it's like really not to sell yourself short. In a way, it's like making sure you take your depth with you, Don't sit on a surface level of something. Like, take the levels and the layers of who you truly are. Don't kind of put a piece of you over there and be like, oh, that's not going to work, or that's not going to serve, because all of you will serve. So make sure to take all of your parts with you as you move forward, and all of the challenging parts. Allow that wisdom to really shine through you to offer the depth that you have to others in this world. Okay, I'm going to leave it there with that card. I'm going to move along to the next one. Okay, now this card is speaking to community. It's speaking to the coming together and support of networks that are around you. They're really wanting to point to the connection of these networks, because it's almost like I'm getting a scene of like somebody who's sitting there feeling like they're disconnected, but they're not seeing what is actually around them in their support networks, whether they are close, connected support or just other networks that are acting in a way of support in your life. They're needing to be acknowledged and seen. And again, they just take me to this scene of somebody sitting there feeling like I'm not supported. I'm on my own. I don't have connections. I don't have community. But they're wanting to say to this person that there is connections and community all around you. You already have these links there. So they're wanting you to really take another look, open up a little bit to recognize what's right there. And it's like something that may be there and perhaps may have been there with you for some time, and it's being overlooked. It's being just unseen for what it is. So it's extremely important to really just take a moment to get out of that story of there's no one else here helping me, or I'm stuck, or there's no support, or I'm alone, or whatever it is here. And it feels like it could be connected and related to business as well. It's like they're wanting to hand over. It's interesting. They're handing a leaf, and it's like a offering of some description. And it's interesting too. There was just a 222 that came up in front of me as I was saying that. And now it's like it's reminding me of the olive branch. Passing the olive branch, and a gift of that for peace. And it's very ancient, and it's like this is there with you, and it's like they're really wanting you to see that it is there, because for some reason there's this block in the way, there's this limitation that's there, that's perhaps being created by you, and certainly not to take away from the reasons that it's been created. Everything is for a purpose and a reason, but they're wanting you to look beyond, because it's the time to do that. And really, it's opening up a beautiful new place, a beautiful new place of change for you. And, within this change, it can sometimes feel difficult when something is very different to what you've been experiencing, to not want to cling on to the old and hold on tight. No, but it's got to be this way. This is all I know. To actually let go of the old ways and the old experiences and the old themes is scary and hard, because it's so unknown, and it really brings up a lot of your own sort of self-doubt and questioning. But it's like a release. It's like releasing that old to open up into this new, and this new is very beautiful. Like there's a lot of beauty here. And what's coming to mind is like the center of a flower. It's like the heart space and the center and the resonance of that place, and there's a lot of spirit presence here too with it. So wherever you're moving with whatever you're doing, it's like it's moving into higher connectedness with spirit, working with spirit. Now, whether you work spiritually or not, doing things like readings or healings or whatever it may be, whether you work in that field or whether you don't, it's still integrated with spirit, because spirit is still using your knowledge and your learning to offer guidance and to offer insights through the language that you've learned as a human. And that could be anything. You could be an engineer, you could be a doctor, you could be a checkout chick, whatever way you choose to exchange your energy and allow a flow through. Spirit is there with you in that, and no matter what it is, but there is a heightened spirit connection and heart space here at the moment that's coming in and opening up for you. So it's really important to be able to release the old ways that you've been. And that's hard. You might feel like, like a dog at a bone, like, no, I don't, the dog's growling and the person's trying to rip the bone out of the dog's mouth. And it's like, it needs to just, the bone needs to just be dropped and, both walk away from the struggle is essentially how it is really coming through and walking away into the new energy, which is beautiful for you, beautiful heart resonance and change. So very exciting. Be brave and go slow. It doesn't have to be done instantly. It doesn't have to be in one decision. You may notice themes that come in. You may notice gentle themes of things that are pushing you a little bit more in different directions or from different directions to go in different ways or to make different choices. And you don't have to make one change and that's it. It can be gentle. And just know it can be gentle, because this energy of the heart that this is presenting is a gentle process. It doesn't have to be in extremes. It can be soft, nurturing, heartfelt, compassionate, in exchange and communication, compassion and understanding for each other. So this is certainly the time for that. Okay, so I'm going to move along now to the third card here. Okay, I'm feeling a strong energy, a strong planetary energy connected into the water here, connected into the whale, in fact, and just the space that she holds. And it's like it's largely unseen, this space that's being held here as she is in the water. She takes up so much room in the water, but largely unnoticed by so many humans. So I'm going to ask her, because I feel as though she's almost like a guide or a representative of something. I'm going to ask her what she wishes to speak about or show, and I feel as though they're taking me down into these portals under the ocean. Now, I know this has come up before in other readings, but it's like these portals that move underneath the ocean, and it's like she shows me these, and they move into other dimensional fields, and very accelerated. And I want to say, it's like time travel. And within these fields, you can access past lives, future lives. It's like an acceleration point. Now, they're wanting to bring to my attention that there is this acceleration going on for you, because you've selected this card. This message is for you. So there is this acceleration into being able to travel, and it's like time travel, and direct into areas of understanding. And they're showing me big bookshelves of books, and like I feel as though it's connected to like Akashic records and records of you, and you going up to this bookshelf and selecting. But it's like, in a way, it's like choose your own adventure. It's like you could go that way, you could go that way. But what they bring to my attention is that whatever way you choose, you're going to have the similar learning. So it could be, you're working with the future. You've chosen to go into the future and experiencing something there. But no matter whether you're in the future, you're in the past, you're in the present, you're going to be working on the same themes. And there's these lines and strings in between all of these themes that it's like, it's interesting because they show these lines and strings, and it's like they're being brought together, and weaved together into this like jumper. It's interesting that someone's like knitted all these threads into a jumper. And in the way that it feels, it's like they're trying to draw threads from past, present, future, like and other dimensions as well. So not only is it along this kind of linear timeline, it's into other dimensional timeline awareness, of different rays of dimensions, 7th, 8th ray, sort of up. So we're going out and we're going up. So there's all of these elements that are possible to draw from, but within this, the knitting, this jumper, this person is pulling, which I feel as though this person is you, pulling these threads from there, and like they're very far apart. And there is some sort of pull and dissonance and sort of struggle to bring some of these threads together, because it's like the resonance are very different as they merge and come together into this jumper, essentially, that's being knitted. But with time and with careful precision, this jumper is going to be complete. And I want to say they bring my attention to, as this jumper is complete in being knitted, it's like they snip all of the cords that were connected to these other times, and you're left with just pieces of connection to these other times and these other dimensions within this jumper, but it's as a whole, and it's like wearing this experience as a whole, not spread out and not from the past or from the future, or having this other element in the mind taking you out of the present moment. So all of these pieces come into the present moment wearing this beautiful, colourful jumper. So it's really time to bring all of these parts in together of you, because it feels like it's the moment to somehow consolidate who you are and the learning of what you've gone through. Because it's really, it's not, in the way that it comes through, it's like it's not time to be going over and over themes in other times. It's like, even though they are all relevant, it sort of feels a bit interesting the way this is coming through, even though all of these pieces are relevant, and wherever you work with them, you are working on the whole anyway, but it's like there's a need to come into the present moment, and it's like the heart space and the center point in some way, and certain things that perhaps you may have felt were important to be working on or working through, some will just fall away, and it's as if you'll think, I put all this emphasis on these areas or these things being important to me, but now they're not so important. Is how this is coming through. So it's really about letting go of that doesn't serve, that's outdated, and consolidating who you are and what really was really important to you, what you really value at this time, because you'll find that the values have changed. So it's time to bring your whole self together into this moment, to really move forward with strength, the strength of who you are and what you have to offer the world. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for these card readings today. I hope that you enjoyed them. Let me know what you thought, whether you enjoyed them, whether they resonated with you, and what card number you chose. If you can pop it down in the comments, that'd be awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to return with some more videos soon. I hope that you're all doing really well. Take care. Ravenscry signing off.